Alright guys, so I'm sure by now a lot of you have heard about the data that was allegedly collected from Katie's watch from the night of February 25th into February 26th. I didn't want to talk about it this morning when I made my video earlier because I wanted to dedicate an entire video on this. So basically it's being alleged that around 3 a.m. Katie's watch detected an increase in heart rate. Now why would a heart rate increase at night? Could be due to several different things: stress, anxiety, medications, low blood sugar, sleep disorders like sleep apnea. But what's odd about this, if it's true, is that we have so much that's going on at this specific time. We have that vehicle outside, we have the lights footage, things that seem to point us in the direction that something pertaining to Sebastian's disappearance was going down or could have been going down at this time. Now my question is, why was Katie's watch still on at 3 o'clock in the morning? Most people who have watches like this take them off before getting into bed, put them on the charger. The fact that Katie still had her watch on allegedly at 3 a.m. leads me to believe that she never actually went to bed when she hung up the phone with Chris Proudfoot. That something happened that night that would have strayed her away from going through the normal motions that she typically would have before bed. I'm interested to know if her heart rate had went up anytime prior to that in the night. Something to indicate that maybe something happened in the hours prior to this happening at 3 a.m. And did her watch detect any footsteps that she was making at that specific time at 3 o'clock in the morning? Or was law enforcement able to confirm, like, yeah, her heart rate was up based on the data that they obtained from her watch, but she was likely sleeping at that time. She was laying down and there was no footsteps taken. A lot of questions rise with this because where is the watch? We have not seen the watch since prior to Sebastian going missing. So does this mean that Katie doesn't have her watch and that law enforcement is still in possession of her watch because it's possibly evidence? To me, Katie's heart rate being up could be one of three things, or a combination of the three. One, it could have just been her sleeping. Maybe she has sleep apnea. Two, it could be that she realized something was wrong with Sebastian, something happened to him at that specific time, and she realized that she needed to act before morning. Or three, something happened to Sebastian or was going to happen to Sebastian, and she was knowing that that was going to happen around 3 o'clock in the morning, so she was getting nervous because of what was going to take place. I also find it interesting how Katie and Chris were on the phone talking to each other between 9 and around midnight, and around 3 o'clock all of this stuff is happening. Katie's heart rate is up, and it just so happens to be that if Chris had hung up the phone around midnight with Katie to go to bed, if he had somehow gotten in a vehicle and started driving back to Stafford Court in Hendersonville, he would have gotten there around 3 o'clock in the morning because it's a little over 3 hours away driving distance from Memphis. Just some food for thought for you guys based on everything that has been recently coming out and being discussed. I go back and forth with what I feel because there's just so much here that doesn't make sense. So many questions are left unanswered, and I put pieces together and things don't make sense one way, but then you turn them and they make sense that way. And then sometimes new information comes out and it has you side-eyeing what you were originally thinking. And the fact that the Sumner County Sheriff's Office isn't debunking things, isn't coming out and saying anything, it just creates more confusion, and I don't know what to think. You guys feel what I'm saying? It's very frustrating.